Hi guys, welcome back to ABG Spoken English Classes. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಈ ತರಗತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ದ್ವಿತೀಯ ವರ್ಷದ PUC ದ್ವಿತೀಯ ವರ್ಷದ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮೊದಲ ಒಂದು ಪದ್ಯ ರೋಮಿಯೋ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಜೂಲಿಯಟ್ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪದ್ಯದ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಉತ್ತರಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಸಾಗೋಣ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಯವರೆಗೆ ನೀವು ನನ್ನ ಚಾನಲ್ಗೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಈಗಲೇ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಆಗಿ. ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆದರೆ ಲೈಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಈಗ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಉತ್ತರಗಳನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಸಾಗೋಣ. ಸೊ ಡಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಹಿಯರ್ ದ ಪ್ರೇಸ್ ಟೀಚ್ ದ torches to burn bright suggests option C, her beauty surpass the brightness of a light. And second question, for earth too dear suggests that the lady's beauty is divine. The measure has done connotes the completion of the dance organized by Lord Capulet. The line, did my heart love till now, suggests Romeo feels he has fallen in love. The fifth one, the phrase new snow suggests description of Romeo's charm. Why do you think the phrase face of heaven signifies? The phrase face of heaven signifies the moonlit night sky. And here now we see the comprehension 2. What similes does Romeo use to convey Juliet's beauty? Romeo uses two similes to describe Juliet's extraordinary beauty. The first simile is deployed in the lines. It seems she hangs upon a cheek of night as a rich jewel in an Ethiopia's ear. In these lines, the phrases cheek of the night and Ethiopia's ear apparently refer to the darkness of the night personified as an African and Ethiopian lady. As we know, an African lady is black in complexion. Juliet stands out conspicuously amidst the others in the dark night lit of torches in the room. There is a stark contrast between the bright and shiny complexion of Juliet and the dark night. The second simile is deployed in the lines. So shows a snowy dove trooping with the crows, as yonder lady over her fellows shows. In these lines, the comparison is between the snowy dove and the crows. Obviously, Juliet is a snowy dove and other ladies in the room are crows. Dove is a symbol of love and beauty. Crows have always been considered black and ugly. Naturally, for Romeo, Juliet is the personification of love and beauty. It also implies that the other ladies, including Rosalind, with whom he had fallen in love, appear ugly and gross to him. That is why he uses the phrase her fellows to describe them. These two similes highlighted now enchanted Romeo is with her beauty. The next question is how according to Juliet would Romeo be impartialized to the world? In her invocation speech to night, Juliet invokes night and along with the night her Romeo also. To her, Romeo is day in the night. It also implies that Romeo is her life, and so when the night falls, she imagines that he will come gliding upon the wings of night. In these lines, night is personified as a raven and Romeo is linked to new snow on raven's back. Juliet favors the arrival of the night because it is in the night that Romeo has promised to come. That is why Juliet praises night, calling it gentle night and the loving black brood night. And after that, love belongs to Juliet now that she is married, but she does own it, and she can't own love until Romeo possesses her. Once gets her Romeo, she does not fear death, like all mortals. If she dies, Juliet begs fate to set him in a heaven with the stars. His presence will make the face of heaven so beautiful that the world will fall in love with the night and the sun will no longer be worshipped. It also implies that their love will end in their tragic death because of the enmity has existed between the two families. Consequently, the world will come to know about the tragic death of two lovers. Thus, Romeo will be immortalized. Next, we see comprehension. Third, comment on the contrasting imagery in the poem. What purpose does it serve in highlighting the intensity of love? How did Romeo and Juliet express their romantic love feeling to each other? And both Romeo and Juliet employ contrasting images in their expression of appreciation and admiration for each other. Elaborate. Here answer those two stanzas in the poem, one by Romeo and other by Juliet, highlighting the intensity of love of the young lovers. This intensity of love is brought by using the contrasting imagery of night and day, black and white, bright jewel and dark surface, snowy dove, etc. Actually speaking, the words bright and night appear in Romeo's praise of the Juliet's brightness when he sees her for the first time in the feast hosted by the Lord Capulet. Romeo uses the phrase snowy dove to refer to and distinguish Juliet from the other ladies in the room. And furthermore, Romeo compares Juliet's brightness with a rich jewel hanging upon the cheek of an Ethiopia's ear. Romeo uses these words to highlighting her beauty. It also emphasizes emblemizes the emotional intensity that he shows towards Juliet. Similarly, Juliet uses the precious day in the night and white than new snow on a raven's back to refer to Romeo. Secondly, she uses the word stars in the night sky to refer to Romeo. Literally speaking, both the meeting between Romeo and Juliet take place at night. Secondly, she uses the word stars in the night sky to refer to Romeo. Literally speaking, both the meetings between Romeo and Juliet take place at night. Secondly, their meeting has to be closely guarded secret because of the hostility and the enmity that existed between the two rival families, the Montagues and Capulets. When Romeo goes to the Capulet's party, he goes wearing a mask at night. Similarly, he promises to meet Juliet in her chamber on the wedding night so as not to be seen by anyone. That is why that was the word night symbolically stands for secrecy and a caution that needs to be exercised in their love affair. Thus, the playwright has used the word black and night to strengthen the emotional situation. And thematically speaking, the words day and night, black and white, night and raven are the used to evoke the image of death, whereas white dove is a symbol of purity, peace, and love. A raven or black crow is considered a bird of ill omen. Furthermore, when I shall die and cut him out in a little star, and heaven are expression that clearly refer to death the immortally. Thus the playwright is hinting that the secret love affair between the two rivals will uh, culminate in the tragic death of Romeo and Juliet. It can also be inferred that probably Juliet has premonition of their impending death because of fatal attraction between them, an enmity that exists between the two families. Thus, the contrasting imagery serves to highlight the intensity of the love. So, dear student, next we see the second answer. Between Romeo and Juliet, whose love do you like? Do you think is more passionate and intense? It is clear from their expressions that of the two lovers, Juliet's love is more passionate and intense. It is well known that when Romeo goes to the Capulets' party, it is with the intent of seeing Rosalind and not Juliet. When he sees Juliet for the first time, his explanations are of one who is overwhelmed by the sight of someone who is mesmerizingly beautiful and are not the yearning of someone deeply in love. On the other hand, on the other hand, when Juliet gets to know Romeo after her had touched her hand and kissed her, Juliet comes to understand what it means to be in love and from then onward starts feeling the pangs of love. Finally, she expresses her love firmly, asking Romeo to marry her. Her love for Romeo to marry her. Her love for Romeo goes on increasing in intensity, and finally, in her invocation tonight, we find someone yearning to be possessed in love by her husband. She has a premonition of their tragic death, which finds expression in her request tonight to set up Romeo amidst the stars in heaven after death so that their love gets immortalized. Here it is also true that of two, though Juliet is younger than Romeo, she is more mature and passionate in deciding to get married to Romeo. She accepts Romeo as her partner despite being fully aware of the enmity that existed between the two families. Next, on the contrary, Romeo, thought older than Juliet, is in, infatuated with Rosalind, and he is disappointed that she does not recapitulate his love. Only when he meets Juliet, who recapitulates his love, does he understand what it is to be really in love. Therefore, it can be concluded that it is Juliet who is more passionate and intense in love, in that love, Romeo. Here the question answers are completed, dear students. ಇಲ್ಲಿಯವರೆಗೆ ನೀವು ನನ್ನ ಚಾನಲ್ಗೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಈಗ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಆಗಿ. ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆದರೆ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಲೈಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ.